I'm going to walk you through how you can import your contacts to your Mailchimp account. When you first log into Mailchimp.com, you're going to see a menu across the top of the screen, beginning with campaigns, then templates, and then lists. If you click lists, you'll see any list that you have, whether it's one or many. In this example, we have one general information list. Toward the right side of the screen, we have a down arrow. If you click on it and then choose Import, you will have three options to import your contacts. The first one is to import a CSV or tab delimited file, which is what we're going to do today. The second one is slightly easier, which is just to copy and paste a list of emails. And the third one is the most complex, which is to integrate with services like Google Contacts or Salesforce or otherwise. Before I go any further, let me open up my Excel document so you can see what my list looks like. In this example, I have 4 email addresses, and I have a first name, last name, and email for each of these contacts. You may not have all this information about each of your emails. You may just have their email address and not have their names. This example is just to show you that you do have the option of importing more information about people beyond just their email address. I'm going to save this as a CSV file by choosing File, Save As. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And here I'm going to call it an email list and choose CSV, a comma delimited file. I'm going to choose Save. In this case, I already have one. I'm going to choose to replace it with this file. And then Excel gives me a warning that a CSV file may strip out some of the information from this worksheet. I'm going ahead and choose Yes. What that means is it may strip out some of the bolding or special characters and make it more simple, which is fine for what we need today. Now that I have my file saved, I'm going to go back into Mailchimp. I have CSV or tab delimited file checked off, indicated by this blue circle. In the bottom right corner, I'm going to choose Next, and then it's going to ask me to upload my file. I choose Browse, and then select the file from my desktop, my email list file, and then choose Next again in the bottom right corner. Now it asks me to map my fields. Again, you would not have to do this if you only had email address. In this example, because I have first name, I have to choose which column is associated with first name, which with my last name, and then which with my email address. Mailchimp is smart enough to know that because I titled my column first name, that this should map it to first name. I'm going to click Save. Similarly with last name, because I titled this last name in my Excel file, Mailchimp is smart enough to know this belongs in the last name column. If for some reason it was different, I could open up this drop-down and choose a different column or make a new column name. Perhaps I was importing a person's gender or city where they live. I could create a new column for that. I'm going to click Save because this is correct. And then email address as well. I'm going to click Save. Now all my fields are mapped. I'm going to click Next. It's going to ask me if I want to import these contacts as subscribed or unsubscribed or cleaned. What this means, most likely you'll be doing is a subscribe list to add new contacts. If you want to remove people from your list in bulk, perhaps people have asked to be removed from your list or they haven't expressed interest in receiving your emails, you could unsubscribe them in bulk by importing a list. And then finally, you could clean your list if you have an email address that bounced too many times and it's been removed from your list as well. Like I said, most examples you would probably be importing new contacts under the subscribed option. I'm going ahead and click Import in the bottom right corner. And here it tells me that I only imported 3 of my contacts because one of them had a syntax error. That's this one email address. Now, I didn't point this out earlier, but if you notice that this email has an extra space here after Bob before the decimal, bob.smith. Those type of emails will be removed upon import. So of my 4 emails, only 3 of them, as indicated over here with the big number 3, were imported successfully. Some other things to keep in mind is when you import your list, you will see a contact rating that by default is 2 stars. Over time, if a contact is very engaged with your emails, that star rating will increase. If they are very unengaged, it will decrease. This allows you to target your audience or remove people based on their rating. So this is a walkthrough of how you can import your list into your Mailchimp account.